Tuesday. It's hard to remember what day it is when you feel like you're always busy. Ooh, this light. Well, this video might look a little funky, but oh well, we're gonna do what we can. All right, good morning. So it's Tuesday, and today I'm trying to get this camera right. All right, I'm gonna switch this way, you guys. Okay. Maybe, okay, that's a little bit better. All right, so it's Tuesday, and today we are gonna keep with our format of talking about our real life topics, REAL, and on Tuesdays we usually talk about relationships. And today I'm gonna talk about who you are in your relationships when no one is looking. So, can you be trusted? Do you have integrity? So the definition of integrity is firm adherence to a code of especially moral or artistic values, incorruptibility. So, are you the same person in private as you are when someone is watching? And I think in order to live your fullest, most fulfilling, most passionate, most real life, you have to live a life of integrity. So things from, as small as eating the cake when no one is looking to lying have to be in alignment at all times, or you will not be living your real life. I remember one time in Weight Watchers, it was Halloween, and I brought a bowl of candy, and I stuck it at the front of the meeting room. And I told the members, I said, you guys can come up and have a piece of candy if you want. It's all there. Take what you want. Not a single person took a piece of candy because I was watching them. Everybody was watching each other. But in private, they all complained about how the candy was so hard to resist, and they would eat it when no one was looking. And so we have to align who we are when someone is watching with who we are when no one is watching. So for me, personally, I have always lived a life of integrity and been very true to myself, true to others, honest, forthcoming, until one day I made a decision that I will regret for the rest of my life. I stopped living my life with integrity. I'm not really ready to share what that decision was, but I really want to talk about the effects of it and the effects it's had on me and my loved ones and my life. So, one decision, one moment in time led to a path of destruction that has really had a snowball effect and invaded every aspect of my life that I am currently trying to recover from. I broke the trust of all of the people that I love most, and it's been pretty difficult. Having to go through admitting things that you don't want to admit, and admitting to yourself things that you don't want to admit is extremely difficult and something that I don't wish on any of you. And that's why I'm here begging you and pleading with you to live your life with integrity. Now, does that mean that my life is ruined? No, you guys know I love my life. I have a great life. I will always look at my life as a blessing and learn from every mistake that I've made. Some of my mistakes just happen to be bigger than others. And so it simply means that I have to repair the damage and regain my life of integrity. And I, at this point, think I have. I am grateful for the grace that my family and friends have given me, and they have proven, not that they need to prove it, that everybody deserves forgiveness, and our relationships are very true and strong. Here's the thing, though. When you're offered that second chance, once you regain that trust, you can never break it again if you want to have real, lasting, loving, committed relationships. So the analogy I thought of for this was when you lose 20 pounds and keep it off versus losing 20 pounds and eventually gaining it back, probably plus more. So are you going to lose your 20 pounds and keep it off and live that life of integrity in terms of your eating? Or are you going to lose 20 pounds, go back to doing what you did before, gain back more, and really nothing's changed? And so that's how we have to look at our relationships, okay? We have to do what is right, not just what is easy, all the time. And I think what I've learned is that you just have to go through it in order to come out stronger. So I remember one time when I was 14 years old, and my parents had told me that I couldn't go out with this boy, Phil Beauvais. Phil Beauvais, I don't know if I wouldn't even remember what you looked like, but I remember Phil Beauvais was 16. And they told me that I couldn't date him. And I went to my friend's house and snuck out and went and saw him anyway. Long story short, my mom found out. She drove as fast as she could, picked me up from my friend's house, gave me a talking to. It was the first time I ever heard my mom say the F word on the way home. And the next morning, my dad woke me up at 9 o'clock in the morning. And that was early for me. I mean, I've not always been a morning person. And so he woke me up at 9 o'clock in the morning, and he was building a pole barn in our backyard. And he's out there, and I knew I was in trouble. I mean, disappointing your dad is, your parents in general, but my dad in particular, was devastating to me. And he was quiet, and I just helped him build this pole barn, and I was waiting and waiting, like, oh gosh, what's he gonna say? And finally he looked at me and he said, Dawn, he had a board in his hand. He was building this pole barn. He had a board in his hand. And he said, Dawn, trust is like a board. Once it's broken, and then he broke the board, he said it's very difficult to repair. I have never forgotten that. And I think it still brings tears to my eyes. But it's not impossible. And so it's been kind of a standing joke in our family. After like that time passed, every time something happens, it's like, well, trust is like a board, trust is like a board. And so I am giving you that life lesson today. Trust is like a board. Once it's broken, it's very difficult to repair, but it's not impossible. And so I'm living proof of that. And here's what I think you have to do in order to repair any trust you've broken and regain your life of integrity. Number one, you have to confess. You have to tell. You have to tell. If there's that voice in your head that's just saying, you know it, guys, you know it. So you have to disclose the information. The next step is 100% transparency. You have to be open, honest. There can be no stone left unturned, nothing hidden. Okay? You have to ask for what you need. Ask for help from your family and friends. Ask for forgiveness, and ask them to help you on your road to recovery, if you will, or just learning to, change your life. Pray. If you believe in God or a higher power, pray. And then, as always, I don't care what we're talking about, learn from your mistakes. Make a different decision than you did the last time. That is the only way that you're going to prove to yourself and everybody else that it's different, that you are who you say you are. You are who you are when someone was looking or someone is not. And I want to let you know that I think we experience things in our lives, and it's what you make of it that determines the rest of your life. And so I think that every mistake we make, no matter how big or how small, you can learn from it and be better because of it. From this time in my life, I have been it's almost like, I can't think of the word, you guys. It's like not a choice. I have to grow. Growing through pain and struggle is one of the greatest gifts I've ever received. And I'm so, so thankful for it. And I think there are successes in my life that I would have never reached had it not been for my experiences to date. So always have this attitude of gratitude and be grateful and use everything, everyone, every experience that comes into your life to make your life better, more fulfilling, and as real as humanly possible. So what I want your action steps to be for today is to behave as if someone is watching all the time. If you go into that fridge and you are tempted to eat that chocolate and it's not planned and you know that it's not right, don't eat it. If you're tempted to talk about somebody behind their back and it's not something you would say in front of them, don't say it. Behave as if someone is always watching. And as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and tune in tomorrow as we talk about our next real life topic. Thanks for joining me. See you tomorrow. Peace.